The focus has been very much on the banking crisis in the USA and also Credit Suisse in recent times. Of course. Now, Deutsche Bank in Germany is getting some unwanted attention. However, closer to home in Australia, there is a financial crisis looming too. There is now a prediction that about 15% of borrowers in Australia could default on their loans before the end of 2023. This is all thanks to rapidly rising interest rates. Apparently, Australian home prices have been dropping since central banks started to hike interest rates. In some areas of the country, home prices are 15 to 25% lower today. Now, imagine someone with a home loan to service, seeing the value of that very home declining. Double whammy. The Australian Bureau of Statistics revealed that once the country's interest rate, which they call the cash rate, hits 3.6%, 15% of Australian borrowers will have negative cash flow. As interest rates rise, more borrowers will struggle to make home loan repayments. Many would have to sell their homes at lower market prices. Massive wealth destruction coming soon. Apparently. Already, many Australians are feeling the pinch. Consumers are already lowering discretionary spending, with inflation still stubbornly high. The fear is that interest rate hikes might not be ending soon. A case for further hikes is gaining traction. This would be disastrous for all assets. And the only asset that will do well is cash. Cash is not trash. There may be no growth for the next few years as the world economy contracts. How does this affect us in Singapore? Although Singapore is doing relatively well now, we have to be aware of the headwinds out there which might affect us. After all, ours is a very open economy. I am very sure that recessions make life for the common people more difficult. The only people who benefit from recessions are the rich. When a recession hits, we will read in the papers how the very rich lost millions of their wealth, and perhaps this makes the general population feel better. However, what the rich lost is mostly just on paper. It is immaterial to them. They are still very rich, in many cases, and their lives go on unaffected, especially if their assets are still generating meaningful income. After a recession, we would read in the papers how the very rich emerged even richer. Why? They made use of lower prices to buy more income-generating assets which would see their prices rise in an economic recovery. Recessions are good for some people, and they are the rich. Could common people like us benefit from a recession? Well, we most certainly could, and here is the checklist. 1. Have certainty that you will not lose your job or take a pay cut if you still need the income. 2. Have certainty that you do not have debts which might turn crippling. 3. Have certainty that you have the funds to take advantage of any value for money investments. Anyone from the middle income category devoting more than 60% of his monthly income to debt servicing, in my opinion, is running a big risk. Try to deleverage. Then, we must have a war chest. Now, this war chest is not money we set aside in case of an emergency. This war chest is money in excess of our emergency fund. It is truly money that we can afford to lose. I mean, we would want to lose it, but if we should lose it, it should not sink us into financial difficulty. Yes, a financial crisis could be upon us, and a global recession could follow. So, be prepared to benefit from a recession with this checklist. Do you like this video? Subscribe to my channel for timely notifications.